Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I've put out a video, but recently I've been facing a few social challenges that made me want to talk about this topic. Now it's going to be rather personal, but I really just want to do my best to try and help people understand what it's like for me, and I'm sure other people with Asperger Syndrome would agree, about what it's like to feel socially inadequate as someone who is on the autistic spectrum. I was diagnosed when I was 12, and at first it was great. The first 2, maybe 3 weeks, I kept thinking that I finally had a reason as to why I was different from the other kids. I finally had a reason as to why people saw and treated me differently, but then I realised that people treat me differently because of my Asperger's. I am different because of my Asperger's. That's when I started to self-harm. Every time I'd mess up socialising, I'd hurt myself. Every time I'd mess up a friendship because of my Asperger's, I'd hurt myself. Every time I'd feel I was annoying someone or being weird or acting out because of my Asperger's, I would hurt myself. And I didn't want to be different. I grew up very confused. And it wasn't because I was confused about myself or who I was. That came way later on in my life. But I was always confused because I didn't understand what people were saying or what they meant. The tone of their voice would confuse me, their body language would confuse me, and sarcasm was by far the hardest thing for me to learn. I still sometimes don't understand if someone is being sarcastic. And I feel both stupid and annoying asking them if they are being sarcastic or not. Trying to keep up a conversation is like learning to play the guitar. Yeah, it gets easier after a while, but then a new song comes out. You have to try and keep up with new rhythms and chord changes, and it's not always easy. I always just wanted to be normal. Life would be a heck load easier if I was. I wouldn't be so confused all the time. I wouldn't feel so uncomfortable all the time. Social events like parties, clubs, classes, even going shopping to packed out stores and shopping centres would no longer feel like a place of fear and paranoia. I'd have no reasons to trigger my social anxiety. I feel calm and be able to actually enjoy myself without feeling or thinking that everyone is staring at me. My brain is working 150 miles per hour trying to cope and take in all the motions and movements that are around me at the time. It's not something that I can avoid, and it's honestly mentally and emotionally draining. Okay, imagine you don't know how to surf, and you go out into the ocean with or without a trainer. You have your suit on, you have a board, and the ocean is creating a perfect wave for you to have a wonderful time. However, you lack the ability to remain balanced, and the waves make it harder for you to stand. With each wave you get knocked off your board. Now let's use that analogy for people with Aspies. I am the surfer. The surf suit is the counselling that I have received over the past decades, teachings that I've been taught on how to communicate with people, how to keep eye contact, which is something that I really struggled with, how to have the confidence to go up to a person and start talking to them, whether it be like a teacher to ask them questions about something I'm confused, or just to go up to someone and start talking to people to make new friends or whatever. Simple things like that that normal people wouldn't really think twice about. It envelops me, it keeps me safe and warm from the water. Surfboard is my Asperger Syndrome. Now all I have to do is learn how to keep balanced while on the board and keep my anxiety down and at peace for as long as it takes for me to ride the next wave. And now the waves are the people. They are social norms and a million arbitrary rules which I cannot keep up with. And the waves are also social interactions and social cue. Keeping this in mind, if my surfboard is my Asperger Syndrome, then imagine the board being rather worn out, probably has a couple of holes in it, and the surfboard never even came with a leg rope. Attempting to stay afloat and balance on waves that cause anxiety as a struggle, I will never be able to get over. Because it's not just one surf lesson, this is my life. And I know that everyone has struggles, but going through life without the one ability that makes me human in the first place kind of makes me feel inadequate as fuck. Now, I'm not saying Asperger's is all that bad. I mean, it does have its perks. I can focus on tasks like it's nobody's business. When I'm focused, I am focused. When it comes to reading books, video games, writing, researching my latest favourite topics, or editing videos, once I'm focused, it's like I almost don't exist. There is legit no point someone trying to start communicating with me at the time, because I will not be able to hear you. People tend to say that the fact I'm so direct and I speak my mind is a good thing because it makes me an honest person, although my past will show that speaking my mind without being able to consider the consequences has actually gotten me into a lot of trouble. But saying that, Albert Einstein was on the autistic spectrum, as was Mozart, Isaac Newton, Thomas Jefferson, Tim Burton and Andy Warhol. Now, I'm not saying that I'll ever be as great as them, but it sure as hell does make me feel like I have a fighting chance against the waves.